Hello everyone, today we will create a semi-filled item with you. It literally dawned on me today. Why didn't I do this before? We will make it using flowers encased in medium resin. You can watch it on my YouTube channel, come take a look. So, I mixed up some liquid resin, a transparent one from Resin Pro, and remember to use the promo code NATIRIUM for a 10% discount. Let me remind you again, it is a liquid epoxy resin and it is extremely sensitive to volume. The higher the container, the faster the resin polymerizes and gains viscosity. So if you are a beginner and you feel you're running out of time and can't cope, just pour it into a wider mold. Now I'm going to start mixing. I will be using 3 colors, black, white, and cherry. Setting aside the resin, I start the tinting process. The black should not be very opaque. As I always say in my tutorials, it should not be very dense. So I add 3 drops and add in some mother of pearl from Rain Pro, just a tiny pinch. Too much would result in impurities settling in. I mix it thoroughly. Please mix it carefully because if the pigment is not mixed perfectly, it results in impurities which will spread and ruin your effect. Remember to protect yourself with gloves. Don't use me as an example since I don't have any work gloves at the moment. And check the level of the table. It is one of the first things you should do before starting your work. Now I'm preparing the cherry color. Using a product from InPro, I make a stained glass effect. For the second layer, I add 3 drops of crimson. I have a very dense paste-like pigment. Just take a tiny bit on the tip of a knife. Check the color. It should have a stained glass effect. As the instructor, I monitor this closely. The third color is white, and it should be very, very dense. If anyone watches my tutorials, they know that I always emphasize this point. It is crucial to understand how dense it should be and what color. For instance, the white should be dense. If it disintegrates amidst the contrasting bright colors I've mixed and isn't saturated or dense, unfortunately, the effect will be blurry, dirty, and dull. We need to clean the mold thoroughly. Be very gentle because silicone molds are incredibly delicate. Even the simple act of stroking with your fingernail can cause a scratch on the young. So I need to arrange the dried flowers now. Therefore, I'm going to pour a little bit of resin like this and distribute my dried flowers that I have. Additionally, guys, if you're going to pour flowers like I showed in the lesson, first you need to infuse the flowers and then fill in the effects, because now I will place each one tightly. I will press down each dried flower with stones, because if this is not done, unfortunately all the dried flowers will float up. So it's better to do something like this first. Wait for the filling to harden and then make a serving filling. Let's go with a pear and also pepper. I wanted peppers. Here's another thing, guys. I will make a 2-layer filling. That is, I will pour the effects now, then I will place dried flowers on top,
and pour some more on top. Process the dried flowers. I want the flowers to be not dried flowers actually, but I will process them, fruits, because I want them to be in a dark fill. The base should be dark, that's enough for now. Let's create the effect. My first layer is black. Remember that we are doing a half fill. Yes, just like that, we're pouring. The first layer is even, there it is. Now I'm pouring a red one next to it. So Juicy, please do it evenly. It depends on how evenly you pour it. It depends on how gorgeous your effect will be.
Ой, какой
Then white only turns to red, guys, only turns to red. I don't throw it, I pour it. Of course, if it were done in a circle, it would be easier, and now I push the rest with clear resin. Let's spill it here for volume. All right, and now, while the effects are in the process, you can move forward with the design, the branches like this. That's it, leaving them to polymerize.